Point, California.
Hashtag offline only.
Hi, I'm Logan. Nice to meet you. What's up, man, Logan? Nice to meet you. What's up, buddy? What's up, bro? How's it going? Hi. Hi. Hey. What's up, buddy? Z3.
My name is Justin. I'm 21 years old, went to El Toro High School, pretty much lived in California my whole life. About a year ago, I got introduced to these plans that you're about to see, and that's why you're here, okay? Someone is in the same situation as you, just like myself, you know? Maybe you hate your job. Who hates their job? Right? Who's happy with what they're getting paid right now? Anyone? No? You are? Yeah? Alright. Well, you're about to be happier, my friend. Alright, guys. One of my friends introduced me to this. Didn't really take his word for it. I was kind of skeptical. And just probably 3 weeks ago, I was on Facebook. Same kid, okay? That I was skeptical about. He's traveling the world. He's seeing places. He's living his life. Making six-figure income, okay? Like, that's crazy. He's 19. And I could have been there, you know? So that's when I was like, I need a change in my life. And if I don't change anything, nothing's gonna change. We're gonna stay on the same path, keep doing the same thing every single day, unless you do something to shake it up. So that's what I did. I took that step. Here I am, you know? And I met Logan, I met Jeff, and these guys have literally changed my life. I've been doing this for a week. I haven't been happier. I haven't been more satisfied. And I was scared, but they took me right under their wing, had my back the whole time. I met new friends. It's like family, really. You know, it's one big family here. And you guys, you'll understand in a minute what I'm talking about, but Jeff here, you know, he was super stoked, got me pumped up, got me excited, got the ball rolling with me. I couldn't have better mentors. Like, these guys, like, they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for, what, like a year now? You know, and these guys are blowing this thing up. I mean, look around. Like, when I started, it was me sitting here with 2 other people. So you guys can imagine how fast it's gone in just a week. So imagine next week what this is gonna look like. So I just want to bring up Jeff right now. He's taught me everything. He's still teaching me. This guy knows it all. He's gonna show you guys these plans right here. And have a good night, you guys. All right, let's do this.
Guys, my name's Jeff. I'm 19 years old. The plans I'm about to show you might blow your mind, just being honest. It might blow your mind a little bit. And reason being is because you guys have been sold into a literally lifelong commitment into being miserable, being slaves. And I'm not saying that in a cynical way. I'm saying that in a way where we're here to open your guys' mind. And we're not here to sell you guys on anything, not here to pitch you guys products, but here to educate you guys on what's going on. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 80% of Americans hate their job. Anybody fall into those statistics? Be honest, come on, let's go. Okay, 53% of college graduates 1 year after don't have a job after graduating. 85% of college graduates 1 year after live back at home with their parents. So who's going to school in here? What do you guys think the average income in 2014 was for a college graduate bachelor? $33,000 a year. Who has student loans? What's your interest rate? Yeah. Put this in perspective, the interest rate for a student loan is 10 to 20%. You can't go below 10%. Do you know how long your loan is? 20, 30, 40 years at 10% a year. $100,000, put that in perspective. So you're going to school to graduate and get that average income and go into debt. Now, do you guys know how much income it takes to raise a family? And by family, I mean 1 kid, 2 adults in the same household. You guys know the average income it takes just to survive? 45 grand a year. So as a man, if you guys are men, raise your hands. Men in here. You guys are men, right? You're not girls, right? What do men do?
Provide.
They provide, right? We provide. Can you guys provide on that income? No. For a family? No, you can't. You're a woman. You know what I mean? Put that in perspective. What is the plan you guys are all sold into? 40, 40, 40. Now, I'll break that down. You guys go to school, go to work for 40 years of your life, for 40 hours a week, to hopefully retire off 40% of your income. Anybody working that plan right now? Everyone that rose their hand when I said you have a job, you're working that plan. Do you guys know the average college graduate income in like the 1990s, 1980s? It's close to $70,000 a year, and the cost of living was even lower. Now, what age do you guys get out of college? Like it's best case scenario.
22.
22 years old. Perfect. 2014. Who knows the retirement age?
75.
73 years old. So if it's a 40-year plan, 73. If it's a 40-year plan, does that add up?
Nope.
If we go to Walmart right now, who's the people working?
The old people.
All the old people. Guess why? Because there's no jobs. There's no job security. There's no Social Security anymore. You guys know a student loan? You guys don't get Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare until your student loans are paid off. You guys know that? You guys know the only way to get out of student loan debt is to die or pay it off? You guys know that if you have credit card debt, you're $100,000 in credit card debt, you can file bankruptcy and not have to pay it back. But if you file bankruptcy with student loan debt, guess what? It's with you for the rest of your life. Now, what was the average retirement age? One more time.
73.
One more time.
73.
73 years old. Do you guys know the average death age, 2014?
75.
75 years old. Who's working that plan right now? Okay, cool, I was too. So when I was 14 years old, guys, I was doing the average thing. I went to a couple high schools. I went to San Juan Hills. That was the last one I went to. Not really. It's by a dump. But guys, I went to school. I was doing the average thing, and I was freaking miserable at 14 years old. When we were kids, like, we're supposed to be living life. I'm in school. I'm 14 years old. I'm miserable. So I asked my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't understand why I gotta go work a freaking job. Why I gotta go be miserable? Because I'm miserable in school. Because I'm being told when I have to wake up, when I have to be in class. If I'm not in class, I get in trouble. When I can eat, when I can go to the restroom. I have to ask permission to go to the restroom. Then I get told when I can go home. I get told I have to do stuff when I get home. Then when I finish that stuff, I get a couple hours of the day to myself, and I gotta go sleep. I have to go to sleep when I'm told to go when I'm told when I have to go to sleep. Then I gotta wake up and do whatever they told me to do again. She goes, look, you gotta go to school, you gotta get good grades, you gotta go to college, you gotta get better grades, and you gotta go get a job. Because what else? She didn't know any better at the time. When I was 16 years old, I took her advice, I got a job. And I was working for my stepdad, who makes less than $14 an hour right now. Just be honest. Okay, cool. At 16 years old, I was making more income than you guys. I was working a full-time job, 9 to 5, and it kind of seemed like school. I was waking up at 8 a.m., I was going to work at 9 a.m., being told what I have to do all day, then I had to be told when I could eat, when I have to ask permission from the manager to go to the bathroom, then I'd get off at 5 p.m., I'd go home at 6, and I'd fall asleep at 6:30. And I'd repeat that cycle. Then I got my freaking paycheck, and you're like, yeah, 300, 400 bucks, 500 bucks, whatever it is, 600 bucks. And then what, a week later, where is it? It's gone. Every time, right? Every freaking time. So I quit that job after about 2.5 months. And at 16 years old, most people only make $9, $10 an hour. So I was like, woo, you know, I didn't care. It was miserable. So I started training jiu-jitsu. And I got really successful in jiu-jitsu, guys. I fell in love with the sport. I fell in love with how, you know, it made me healthy. I learned my eating habits, my working out habits. Didn't learn my money-making habits. But for about 2 years later, I became a world champion in jiu-jitsu, and I left the Long Beach Pyramid, which is where the world championships is held. I had about 8 fights that day, so it was a tough day. I was tired, wanted to eat. I log into my Wells Fargo. I'm like, yo, where could I eat right now? I log in, $3.27 in my bank account. As a world champion, I had like 12 different sponsors giving me free gear every month. I had Ruka, RBCA. You guys wear Ruka? They were giving me close to $3,000 worth of clothes every 4 months, and I had $3 in my bank account. I knew what I was doing just wasn't literally working. So my next thing is I quit. I moved down to San Clemente with my buddy who I met through jiu-jitsu, and I moved in with him because it was cheap rent. I didn't have any money. My mom was paying my rent at the time, and I didn't know what to do with my life. Okay? So then I started saying, okay, maybe I can become an entrepreneur, right? Anybody know what an entrepreneur is? Raise your hand. Man, none of you guys? Okay, cool. Now, I looked into becoming an entrepreneur, a business owner, and I realized there was 4 types of traditional methods. Number 1, someone tell me.
Start from scratch.
Yeah, I can start a business from scratch, right? I could buy a business, right? You guys heard of people buying businesses? Someone give me another one. I can invest. You guys know any people that invest in real estate or stock market? Okay, cool. I can invest. Lastly, I can franchise a business like McDonald's, like 7-Eleven. Now, I looked at these 4 plans and I looked at plan A. Or plan 1. Plan B 1.1. Realized I could start a business from scratch. Now, I realized I needed a really good product idea, and I could not come up with one for the life of me. Anybody have a great product idea that's original that you guys want to pitch me on that I can invest in right now? No? Okay, you guys are in the same boat as me. Now, I also realized that if I did come up with that product idea, what else do I need?
Money.
I need money to make that happen, or an investor or something, right? Next thing I need is a lot of time. Do you guys have time to take a lot of time to take away and build a business which probably won't be profitable for multiple years away from your bills? Does that make sense? No, I didn't have the time either. So I said, okay, maybe I could buy a business. But I still didn't have $100,000 to $1 million to buy a business, or plus, right? I didn't have that type of money, so that option was scratched out for me too. I can invest. What does that take again? Money. Does anyone have $100,000 to $500,000 they can invest right now? Okay, everyone in this room, you guys are in my exact same place. So I could franchise a business. Now, to franchise a freaking McDonald's, which one across the street, it costs $1 million, and you have to work for the company for 5 years. So who wants to work for McDonald's 5 years? Dunkin' Donuts, 7-Eleven. And then after those 5 years, you're going to have $1 million? No. Okay, so let me ask you guys. Who learned how to make money in high school? Oh, none of you guys, cool. Who learned how to make money in college, for those of you who are in it? So where do you guys learn how to make money? Your families, right? You guys learn how to make money from your families. What if your family doesn't make that much money? What if they only make $50,000 to $100,000 a year? What if they're barely getting by? What if they can't give you the life that you wanted? Where are you going to learn how to make money from? Them, right? In San Clemente about a year ago, I ran into this guy named Logan Shippey. And he came over to the house I was staying at to show this guy I was living at a network marketing company. And the guy I was living with had tried about 10 or 15 different network marketing companies, and he had failed at them all. Right? He literally failed at them all, miserably. But he was such a nice person that he would become really good friends with the people that actually made the companies work. And he'd be up talking on stage, giving people advice, but he never made any money through it. So I was just like, it's another one of those things he's doing. And so I met this guy, again, Logan Shippey, and he was making $5 grand a month in this thing called WakeUpNow. And for about 2 months, does anybody in here drink Gatorade? Okay, I was drinking Haterade, right? I was drinking straight Haterade. I was like, yo, this guy is not doing anything. I was like, he's putting people in a room, and he's scamming them. And just because I was uneducated, I wasn't closed-minded. I'm a very open-minded person. I'm just skeptical and uneducated on some things. So I was really uneducated. I was like, oh, he's scamming people, right? He's screwing people over. He's literally taking people's money. So remember, he had a really nice Benz at the time. It was like a C350 or something, like 2012. And I was like, yo, his parents would pay for it, right? I was telling everyone. For about 2 months, that Plan B 2.0 category was just a big X for me, right? Reason being is because I was uneducated. So when I realized that my ego was way bigger than my bank account, it was just way bigger, I realized I was being skeptical and uneducated on something I had no idea about. Because you guys can't confuse opinions with expertise, because opinions are what? They're free, right? They're free. Everyone wants to give you their damn opinion. People leave these meetings and they're like, I talk to my friends, I don't really want to sign up. Well, where are your friends working? Oh, McDonald's. Okay, so one thing I realized was, if I wanted to learn how to make money, I was going to have to learn from people already making it, right? You can't learn from your family, because they're not doing too well. They're 63 years old and they're still working. They have 5 different metal plates in their body. They probably can't teach you how to make that much money and be happy. So I met this guy, Julian, as well. And Logan was having an event in the garage. He built a team of about 30 people. And Julian flew out. Julian was an Emerald executive at the time in the company, which is close to $35,000 a month. And Julian had this cool Rolex on with his hand. He had this really nice Rolex on. He rented a
Porsche.
It was the 911. He rented like a 2014 911 Turbo, and he pulls up to the house. Logan and him are mobbing around in the Mercedes and the Porsche, and I was like, yo, this kid's nothing special. I was like, this guy's making 35 grand a month, and he's just talking to people. He's just living life. He's traveling. Look at his Instagram. He's having fun. And so what they showed me is this thing called Plan B 2.0. And let me break this down for you. What if there was a business model? When you guys franchise, they already have a what? A proven product, right? They have a proven system, but what does it take a lot of? Investment, right? It takes a lot of investment and time. So he showed me a business model that had a proven product, had a proven system. Now when you guys franchise, so like you guys go into McDonald's, you talk to the CEO or whatever it is, hey, I want to open up my own McDonald's. I really want to open it up. I want to run a McDonald's for whatever reason. And he goes, okay, cool. Hands you a big book. He's like, here's our McDonald's system. Here's how to make all the products. Give me $1 million. Open your store. Run it. Build it. Now that system he gave you, has it worked a lot before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Franchising works. Their system works. Their products work. They sell. Now, you also pay $1 million. So the thing he showed me had a proven product, a proven system. It had minimal investment, which was huge. Because I didn't really have a lot of money at the time. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I didn't want to put a lot of time into something I didn't know that was going to pan out. Okay? Now the last thing that this plan had was it could create residual income. Who in here knows what residual income is? For those of you who don't, that's income that comes in whether you guys work or don't work. So if you guys owned a house and you rented it out every month, that income's going to keep coming in because of what you've already, your efforts from the past. Does that make sense? So if you guys write a book and it sells 10 years later without you doing anything, that's residual. Does that make sense, guys? You guys make a movie, every time it comes on TV, you're going to get a residual. Make sense? So he showed me something that was residual. Now, at your job, I'm going to draw this out for you guys. At your guys' job, right? Where do you start from after you get your paycheck, Michael?
Zero.
Zero. You need to start at zero. Now, Lorenzo, what is your 2-week paycheck, honestly? 650 bucks. So he works 2 weeks, he works his ass off. How many hours a day? Okay, cool. 8 hours a day for 2 weeks, and he makes 600 bucks, $650. Now, after you get that paycheck, where does it go? To all his bills. And so if he doesn't work the next day, is he going to get another paycheck? Nope. No. So after he gets his paycheck, it goes right back down to zero. The scale starts over again. So then he works another 2 weeks. And it keeps repeating itself. Now, I drew bills right here. Every month, you're going to start at zero after you pay them off. You're going to hit month 1. You're going to pay all your bills, and you're going to start at zero again. And if I laid those two on top of each other, it's going to be the exact same. Because jobs aren't designed to help you guys get wealthy. Have you guys ever seen an employee drive a Lambo, a Ferrari? Have you guys ever seen an employee live in a house like this without 12 people living with them? Nah, because it's not possible. So when I saw this thing that was residual, which means in my first month, if I made an extra $600 a month, month 2 I started an extra $600 a month, and I can work up to an extra $2,500 a month. Month 3 I can work up to an extra $5 grand a month. It made sense. And if it makes sense, what does it make? Money. Money, right? So, who in here works fast food? Anybody? Okay, where do you work?
Oh, Panda Express.
Panda Express. Now, let's say there's someone at the end of the night, there's 2 people, right? And they both mop floors at the end of the night. They clean the place up for the next day. And let's say, man, I'm just pumped for some reason. I'm pumped. I drink like 3 Thunders or Red Bulls or whatever it is. And I'm just, right? So I get this mop out, I'm like, right? I'm just going ham. And then the person next to me, the person that has my same job is like, F this place. Right? The person going ham, the person who makes the floor spotless, is he going to get paid anymore?
No.
Why not? Because you guys make the exact same income. That means no matter how hard you work, you're not getting paid more. That means no matter how much smarter you get, you'll never get paid more. That's not fair. That means for the rest of your life, you're worth $9 an hour. So Lorenzo, how much do you get paid? 10 bucks an hour. Now if I said, Lorenzo, man, I'll give you 10 bucks an hour, do whatever the I want you to do. Would you say yes? No. That doesn't sound like a good deal, but you do it for someone else. Right? So if I show you guys Plan B 2.0, are you guys interested?
Sure.
Yeah? Because I was in a spot where I realized I had to either go to work for someone else and be miserable for the next 51 years of my life and retire at 73, die 2 years later, retire with $41,000 in assets, which if you guys don't know what that means, that's really bad, right? That's really bad. Or I could go make something work.